Good morning, students. I hope you are all doing good. Let us see what we are going to discuss in today's class. Good morning, students. In previous class, we have seen what are the basic terms useful in this metallurgy concept. Okay, in that mineral, ore, mining, gangue or matrix, flux, slag, crushing, pulverization, all these definitions we have seen. Okay, and even occurrence of metals also we have seen. In nature, to how much extent a metal is present, that is their abundance in terms of percentages, all these things we have seen. And in today's class we will continue with the steps involved in extraction of metals. Okay, so what are the steps involved in extraction of metals? In that, first one is, there are three steps involved in the extraction of metals. First one, concentration of ore. Or dressing of ore. Concentration of ore or dressing of ore. Second one, extraction of metal from its concentrated ore. And third one, purification of metal. What is the first one? Concentration of ore or dressing of ore. Second one, extraction of metal from its concentrated ore. And third one is purification of metal. Okay. Study of extraction of metals. Study of extraction of metals from mining process to purification of metal. Study of extraction of metals from mining process to purification of metal in a sequential order is called metallurgy. Study of extraction of metals from mining. So from first step mining onwards, from mining we will get mineral. We have to recognize that whether it is mineral or ore. After finding that ore, it should be crushed or pulverized. Like that, all the steps, different steps are there. After crushing or pulverization, these steps are there. Concentration of ore or dressing of ore. Next, extraction of metal from its concentrated ore. Finally, purification of metal. So started with mining, ended with purification of metal, we will get pure metal. Okay, study of all these things, all these process in a sequential order is called metallurgy. Study of all these process in a sequential order is called metallurgy. I hope you are understanding. Once again, study of extraction of metals from mining process to purification of metal in a sequential order is called metallurgy. Okay, so our duty is now we have to discuss these three steps in a deep way. Okay, deeply we have to study what about this concentration of ore or dressing of ore. Second one, extraction of metal from its concentrated ore. And third one, purification of metal. Is it okay? Now let us keep our site heading, that is concentration of ore, our step 1. What is meant by concentration of ore? removal of gangular matrix. Removal of gangular matrix. Gangular matrix are called fusible impurities. Is it okay? So removal of gangular matrix, which are fusible impurities, by using suitable methods. By using suitable methods is called concentration of ore or dressing of ore. Removal of gangular matrix. First, actually, after getting the ore, that ore is containing two types of impurities. Those two are fusible impurities and infusible impurities. Okay. First step, in concentration of ore, we will see removal of fusible impurities. After that, we will see that removal of infusible impurities. Generally, water also will be filtered first, because easy clay particles, all these things will be separated. Fusible impurities will be generally separated first. So that's why here we are discussing that we are going to remove gangular matrix in this step by using suitable methods is called concentration of ore or dressing of ore. Okay, concentration of ore or dressing of ore, this step is taken place by physical methods or chemical methods depending upon the metal, depending upon the metallic compound or metal. Okay, na? This step is taken place by physical methods or chemical methods. That might be physical method or by chemical method also. Whatever the method we are following, we need to separate gangular matrix in this first step. That is called concentration of ore. Okay, what are the methods we are going to study? Actually, there might be more than the methods we are going to study naturally, but we are going to study only 4 methods. Outside there might be greater than 4 methods also, but in our chapter they gave concentration of ore. Under concentration of ore, we are going to study 4 methods. Those are: first one, A, hydraulic washing; B, magnetic separation; C, froth flotation process; ABC, hydraulic washing, magnetic separation, froth flotation process; and D is leaching. And D is leaching. So by using these 4 methods, we are going to see concentration of ore. We are going to remove gangular matrix. What are the 4 methods? Hydraulic washing, froth flotation process, magnetic separation, and leaching. Out of this, A, B, C are physical methods and D is chemical method. That is, leaching is chemical method, A, B, C are physical methods. Is it okay, ma? So we are going to discuss under concentration of ore, that is step 1. These 4 methods we are going to discuss: hydraulic washing, froth flotation process, magnetic separation, and leaching. Okay, let us see first side heading A, hydraulic washing. Hydra is the term related to water. Hydra is the term related to water. Okay, this is depending on the principle that lighter particles will be washed away with water. So this principle is nothing but gravity. Depending on gravity, we are going to see about hydraulic washing. What is that, ma? Depending on gravity. Shall I continue one more time? What is the principle depending on gravity? That means lighter particles will be washed away with water. Okay, here simple method we can explain. While we are washing rice, first we will fill water into rice particles. Okay, after filling the water into rice, we will see immediately some dust particles will be floating on water. What is the meaning of that one? These are lighter particles when compared to rice. These dust particles, husk also will be there. Okay, sometimes. So all these are lighter particles than rice. That's why what they will do, they will float on water. Rice will be remained at the bottom. Rice plus stones, these are all okay. Heavier particles will be present at the bottom only, but lighter particles will be floating on water. Na? So if you pour that one, decantation, that process. If you pour water, along with water, husk, all lighter impurities will be gone out. Is it correct? Then we will be remained with rice plus like heavier particles. By using different method, these are also getting removed. Stones are also getting removed. But before that, here by using gravity principle, that means lighter particles will be washed away with water. Because they are lighter than water, they will float on water. Depending on that principle only, we are going to separate lighter particles from rice. Is it correct or not? Like that here also, hydraulic washing principle is gravity. Depending on gravity, we are going to separate that lighter particles will be washed away with water. Okay, what is that and how we are going to follow this method? Let us see. This is based on the difference between specific gravities of the ore and the gangue particles. Generally, we will select under hydraulic washing, that is gangue is lighter than ore. Gangue is lighter than ore. That type of ore we will see in hydraulic washing. That type of ore we will study in hydraulic washing. Okay. So this is based on the difference between specific gravities of the ore and gangue particles. When gangue is lighter than ore, gangue will float on water and it will be run down. Okay. It is therefore a type of gravity separation. This method is therefore a type of gravity separation. Is it okay, ma? Now coming up this one. In one such process, an upward stream of running water is used to wash the powdered ore. The lighter gangue particles are washed away and the heavier ore particles are left behind. See, we have one tap, one pump which is producing very high stream water. Okay, now we are going to keep one table. The table contains some grooves. Okay, onto the groove we are going to keep metallic compound plus gangue. Metallic compound plus gangue. This is on the table. Now from this tap, high stream water is going to be running down. Okay, so while it is getting running down, lighter particles of gangue will move along with water. Lighter particles of gangue will move along with water. So the flow will be like this, and finally here we will collect with impurities. That is nothing but gangue will be coming down here along with water, and into the grooves we will be getting metallic compound. So this is metallic compound will be remained here, okay, and this is impurities are getting run down by water, then impurities will be settled down here, okay. This table is called Willis table. This table is called Willis table, and in this way heavier metallic compound particles will be remain in the grooves. Lighter impurities, those are gangue, lighter impurities are washed away along with water, okay, and impurities are separated here, and we are getting metallic compound into the grooves. That metallic compound is now almost containing metallic compound plus infusible impurities only. Slightly we are going to make impurities to be removed, okay. That's why this is called concentration of ore. This step is called concentration of ore. Is it okay, ma? In this way we are going to separate impurities from ore. Metallic compound is remained here and impurities are separated here. These impurities are nothing but gangue. Easily we can separate by using physical method. Here this is here any chemical reaction is taken place, so no chemical reaction is taken place. That's why this is coming under physical method. ABC are physical methods like that I told, ma. So hydraulic washing is coming under physical method only, okay. Next one, B. Are you clear, ma? I hope you are clear. Next one, B, is magnetic separation. Next one, B, is magnetic separation. Coming to this magnetic separation, the principle is whether ore is magnetic, impurities are non-magnetic. If ore is magnetic and impurities are non-magnetic, the type of ore plus impurities can be separated by magnetic separation method. Or ore is non-magnetic and impurities are magnetic. So anything, one must be magnetic and another must be non-magnetic. The type of ores can be separated by using magnetic separation method. The type of ores can be separated by magnetic separation method. So what we are going to explain in this one, observe carefully, ma. We will have one conveyor belt on two pulleys. This is conveyor belt on two pulleys, in which this pulley is magnetic. This pulley is magnetic. Okay. Now from here I am going to pour pulverized ore. Pulverized ore is nothing but powdered ore. Okay, that ore is fallen onto conveyor belt, and this conveyor belt keep on moving continuously. Okay, and that pulverized ore slowly it is moving along with conveyor belt, and when it comes near to this pulley, let us consider ore is magnetic and impurities are non-magnetic. Ore is magnetic and impurities are non-magnetic. So here ore and impurities are there. That ore will be highly sticked towards this pulley because this is magnetic in nature. Okay, and ore is also magnetic in nature. That ore will attach to this pulley, and while it is coming like conveyor belt will be continued like this so up to here it will come by attaching towards that magnetic pulley, and here it will be fallen down. This is ore which is magnetic. Is it right? So it will be separated here. Coming to impurities which are non-magnetic, they will be fallen like this. These are impurities, and this is ore which is magnetic. That one will be fallen like this because it has attraction towards the magnetic pulley, but that attraction will be up to here only. Again, if it goes like this, again it will be normal non-magnetic. So this conveyor belt only moving here, that's why up to here it will come and it will be fallen onto this container. This container is collecting ore particles, and this container is collecting impurities. This is called magnetic separation. This container is collecting ore, and this container is collecting impurities. Observe the diagram which is given in textbook. This is finely grounded ore which is called pulverized ore. Okay, it is coming like this, and magnetic roller, this pulley is containing magnetic nature. Okay, then this contains ore is magnetic property, containing magnetic property. It will be fallen like this, and non-magnetic property will come like this. So this is non-magnetic particles, these are magnetic particles because they have attraction towards this magnetic pulley, so they will come like this and it will be fallen. So these are non-magnetic particles, and these are magnetic particles. See, this is based on differences in magnetic properties of the ore components. If either the ore of the gangue is attracted towards the magnetic field, then the separation is carried out by this method. For example, iron ores are attracted towards magnet because generally iron is magnetic in nature. So it will be, for example, iron ores are attracted towards magnet. Hence, non-magnetic impurities can be separated from them using magnetic separation. The powdered ore is dropped over a conveyor belt which moves over a magnetic roller. Magnetic substance remains attracted towards the belt and falls close to it. Like this. Magnetic separation schematic diagram. In this way, it will be explained. Is it clear, ma? This is second method. First one, hydraulic washing. This is based on the difference between specific gravities of the ore and the gangue particles. It is therefore a type of gravity separation. In one such process, an upward stream of running water is used to wash the powdered ore. The lighter gangue particles are washed away and the heavier ore particles are left behind. Okay? Like this explanation was given for hydraulic washing and magnetic separation. Next we have to see froth flotation process. Okay, see all of you, what is that froth flotation process? We will see. First I will explain, after that in textbook whatever they give, I will read once and I will say. Let us see C. First we completed hydraulic washing. Next magnetic separation we completed. Now we have to see froth flotation process. This method will be working on the principle that is wettability. That principle is nothing but wettability. What is meant by that wettability? Observe, just directly keep our hand in water and remove that one. Our hand is full of water only. Is it correct or not? Because our hand has such tendency to hold the water molecules towards our hand. But apply oil to the hand and keep it in water. And again remove that one. If you observe our hand, that will not be that much wetty. Is it correct or not? Because that oil which is present on hand, it is acting like a layer between our hand and water. So that one will not be that much wettable. Means our hand is not that much wettable because oil and water are opposite. Oil is non-polar in nature, water is polar in nature. Both have no attraction at all. Is it correct? That's why that is like depending on wettability property. Okay, normal hand is getting wet more when compared to applied oil hand. The hand which is applied with oil, it will not be wetted with water easily because that oil has opposite tendency to water. That means oil is non-polar in nature and water is polar in nature. Is it correct, ma? Like that here also, froth flotation process is depending on the principle that is wettability. Meaning, for example, let us consider one example and explain, ma. See. That is containing one equipment which is kept with pine oil plus water. Which is called pine oil plus water. Here in this pine oil plus water, pine oil is called collector, which is going to collect the ore. That's why this is called collector. Okay, now what we are going to do? This mixture is containing both pine oil and water. Into that mixture, I am going to take ore. Which is containing fusible impurities and infusible impurities also. Okay, na? So this is nothing but ore plus impurities. Now what we are going to do? Into this mixture, pine oil plus water and ore impurities are present. We are going to keep one equipment which is containing paddle wheels like fan like substance. Okay, and that is connected to one outside steering, and through this we are going to send compressed air also. Through these gaps we are going to send compressed air, and this paddle wheel is connected to one steering. That one continuously it is rotating, steering. So in clockwise direction it is going to steer. So this paddle like wheel is set into motion, rotatory motion inside the mixture that is containing pine oil plus water, which is made with ore plus impurities. Is it okay? Because of continuous agitation is nothing but mixing. Here foam is developed or froth. Here foam is developed, foam or froth, lighter foam or froth will be developed. Okay, for example, take some amount of water in a bucket, to that add surf. Immediately after addition of surf to water, we will not get foam immediately. Is it correct? Once you can try also, no problem. To the water, if you add surf, immediately we won't get foam. Then what we will do? we will keep our hand inside and we will shake that water, means agitate the water, or keep that bucket full of water under high speed tap water. High speed tap water, as well as if you agitate by hand, both ways you can use. At that time definitely we can see foam is generated. Like the technique only, here also we are doing that one. Into this mixture which contains pine oil plus water, which is made with ore plus impurities. Okay, into that we are going to keep one fan like material, and agitated is completely, it is agitated continuously. Along with that, we are sending through these gaps highly compressed air. Because of that, what is going to be happened? A foam is generated. Okay, that foam is containing ore particles. Like here also, if that water has husk, lighter particles, if you agitate that one, that surf is there, that foam is there. That foam along with husk, it will come out. So that foam is full of husk only, because that is lighter weight. It will float on water. Is it right? Like that here also, that foam is containing ore particles. Inside we have impurities. So time being, immediately we will remove this ore particles with one paddle, and it will be separated. In this way we are going to separate ore from impurities. Okay, this is called froth flotation process. Here only one thing, that is, what is meant by wettability? Wettability is nothing but ore particles have affinity or wettability towards pine oil, and impurities have affinity or wettability towards water. Is it okay? So that's why this ore particles along with pine oil is generally, oil is less denser than water. Is it correct? Oil is less denser than water. So that oil in the form of foam along with ore particles, it will come to the surface. Inside we have water plus impurities. In this way we are going to separate ore particles from impurities. Okay, this is also one of the methods of concentration of ore in which no chemical reaction is taken place. That's why this is also called physical method only. Is it okay, ma? And what is the important principle here? Ore particles have affinity or wettability towards pine oil. Impurities have affinity or wettability towards ore. Generally, this type of technique is used in sulfide ores. Concentration of ore of sulfide ores. Generally, sulfide ores are less denser. Okay, ma? So ore particles are less denser in this condition, and it is used, that is froth flotation process. Okay, I will show it in textbook also. Before that, I hope you are clear only by this explanation, ma. Like the surf example, if you understand, it will be more clear. Okay, now observe this here. Froth flotation process method. This method is used for removing gangue from sulfide ores. Generally, this is used in sulfide ores, ma. In this process, a suspension of the powdered ore is made with water. Collectors and froth stabilizers are added to it. To the water, we will add collectors or froth stabilizers. Means froth should be stable, as well as it should be collected with ore. That is only, I told already that pine oil is nothing but stabilizer or collector. Okay, see, a suspension of the powdered ore is made with water. Stabilizers, collectors and froth stabilizers are added to it. Collectors example pine oil, fatty acids, xanthates, which are less denser than water. They are used. Enhance non-wettability of the mineral particles, meaning mineral particles have wettability towards 1 minute ma. Stabilizers are added to it. Collectors enhance non-wettability of the mineral particles, and froth stabilizers stabilize the froth. Okay. The mineral particles become wet by oils. Mineral particles are attached to oils, while the gangue particles by water. That is only wettability property. Is it okay? See, mineral particles become wet by pine oil, that is ore particles, and impurities are wetted by water. The mineral particles become wet by oils, while the gangue particles by water. A rotating paddle agitates the mixture and draws air in it. As a result, froth is formed which carries the mineral particles. The froth is light and is skimmed off. It will be removed frequently. It is then dried for recovery of the ore particles. So after completion of that one, this is foam, froth will be separated, which is containing ore particles. Okay, adjusting proportion of oil to water or by using depressants. Sometimes two ores also will be there in our given ore, two different compounds. In that condition, we will use depressant. See, for example, in the case of an ore containing zinc sulfide and PBS, both are present. Zinc and lead both are present. Zinc sulfide and lead sulfide both are present in our given compound. The depressant used is sodium cyanide. It selectively prevents Zns from coming to the froth but allows PBS to come with the froth. This is important point, and for NEET also it is helpful. So underline this point and remember which is going to be attached to froth. It selectively prevents Zns from coming to the froth but allows PBS to come with the froth. Meaning, by first agitation, PBS will be coming in the form of foam. Okay, it is in the upper layer. Then in the water we have Zns plus impurities. So slowly this foam is separated and lead sulfide is coming out. After completion of separation of lead sulfide, next again agitation is taken place, then Zns will be coming out. Like that, depressants are useful to separate two different ores. In this what is the depressant we are going to use? Sodium cyanide is the depressant. Okay, now read the point once. It selectively prevents Zns from coming to the froth but allows PBS to come with the froth. So sodium cyanide here we are using that one. It is used as a depressant to separate Zns from PBS. First PBS will be separated in the form of froth. After that Zns will be separated. Okay, the substance which is used to separate two different types of metal compounds, sulfides, is called depressant. Okay, first that depressant will allow only PBS to come to the froth. After some time, after completion of PBS separated, we have Zns inside, then continuously we have to agitate, then the Zns also will come out. In this way we are going to separate ore from impurities by using froth flotation method. Enlarged view of an air bubble showing mineral particles attached to it. These are all air bubbles in which contains ore particles attached to it. Okay, that is separated and kept aside. Then ore particles will be separated and impurities will be present here only. That is about froth flotation method. Are you okay, ma? These three are physical methods only. because no chemical reaction is taken place here. But we are going to next see the leaching method in which chemical reactions are involved. That's why that is called chemical method. Now let us see leaching, all of you. Fourth one is leaching. Leaching is often used if the ore is soluble in some suitable solvent. Following examples illustrate the procedure. Okay, see example A. In that leaching again A is there, see After C, D is there. Leaching, which is called chemical method. Under this first one, leaching of alumina from bauxite. Leaching of alumina from bauxite. See, bauxite is the principal ore of aluminium. Principal means main, important. Bauxite is the principal ore of aluminium. It usually contains SiO2, iron oxides and titanium oxides as impurities. Generally that bauxite contains SiO2, silicon dioxide, iron oxide and titanium oxide as impurities. Concentration is carried out by heating the powdered ore. Concentration is carried out by heating the powdered ore with concentrated NaOH solution. Powdered ore plus NaOH solution. See when powdered ore is mixed with concentrated NaOH solution and heated at 473 to 523 Kelvin by using the pressure 35 to 36 bar pressure, this process is called digestion. That ore is going to be dissolved. Okay ma? This way Al2O3 is extracted out as sodium aluminate. Al2O3 is going to be extracted as sodium aluminate. In this powdered ore, Al2O3 plus impurities are there. This Al2O3 only it will react with concentrated NaOH, but impurities will not react. That is the principle. In this leaching process, only one substance, that is ore, is going to react with our suitable reagent. That our suitable reagent is called leaching agent. That suitable reagent is called leaching agent. Okay, so when powdered ore containing Al2O3 plus impurities mixed with concentrated NaOH, this concentrated NaOH will react with only Al2O3 but not impurities to form as sodium aluminate, and impurities will be separated. Okay na? How we are going to do that one? Next some more equations are there, we will see. But here chemical reaction is taken place between Al2O3 and NaOH. That's why this is called chemical method. Is it okay ma? Now what about this one? See, this way Al2O3 is extracted out as sodium aluminate. The impurity SiO2 dissolves forming sodium silicate. Other impurities are left behind. Okay, when compared to other impurities, only SiO2 is going to be dissolved along with metal oxide Al2O3. Okay, so next step we have to separate this SiO2 also. In what way we are going to separate this SiO2? Let us see. Before that, Al2O3 plus 2NaOH plus 3H2O gives rise to 2NaAlOH4. This is the compound which is going to be formed. Al2O3 reacts with NaOH and H2O. Observe. Our metallic compound is Al2O3 plus impurities. In these impurities, SiO2 is one impurity plus other impurities are also there. Okay, this total compound is mixed with NaOH plus H2O. Then Al2O3 and SiO2, they are going to react with NaOH and water. Other impurities are remained here only. So these are removed. Now SiO2 is going to react with NaOH as well as Al2O3 is also going to react with NaOH. Al2O3 reacts with NaOH to form, in presence of water, to form 2NaAlOH4, which is dissolved in water. But impurities are not dissolved. These impurities are separated, and this is dissolved in water. Are you okay? Now see the point. The sodium aluminate present in solution is neutralized by passing CO2 gas and hydrated Al2O3 is precipitated. When CO2 gas is passed through this solution, again we will get Al2O3 separated, is precipitated. At this stage, small amount of freshly prepared sample of hydrated Al2O3 is added to the solution. This is called seeding. It induces the precipitation. Okay, before going to that one, this SiO2 is also going to be dissolved. Okay, so see here, observe all of you. This is the ore plus SiO2 plus other impurities. To that we added NaOH plus H2O. That means concentrated NaOH. This is converted as soluble NaAlOH4, and SiO2 is also soluble along with this one, and other impurities are precipitate. So we will separate them by using filtration method. We will separate them. Then this is dissolved in water only. Through this we are going to send carbon dioxide gas. When carbon dioxide gas is passed through this solution, again we will get Al2O3 in the form of precipitate, insoluble. That Al2O3 will be separated. Then in this SiO2 is also dissolved. Here SiO2 is dissolved. That SiO2 is here only. That SiO2 will be here only. Only Al2O3 separated as solid. So SiO2 is also separated here. Is it okay, ma? Along with ore, SiO2 is also soluble. Here SiO2 is also soluble state. Through this, if CO2 is sent, that CO2 will react with this one only, but not SiO2. So SiO2 is already dissolved state only. The CO2 reacts with this one to form Al2O3 again. This Al2O3 is a precipitate. This is separated. In this way, we are going to get metallic compound which is separated from SiO2 and other impurities. Okay, see ma, what is the reaction taken place? 2NaAlOH4. Through this carbon dioxide gas is passed. This is aqueous solution, ma. Through this carbon dioxide gas is passed to form Al2O3.XH2O, hydrated Al2O3. means some water molecules are also present. Hydrated Al2O3 plus 2NaHCO3. This is precipitate separated. Finally, this Al2O3 dot XH2O at 4070 Kelvin, we will get Al2O3 plus XH2O. Water is getting in the form of gas and Al2O3 separated out. So ore particles are completely separated and impurities are completely separated and we are remained with ore only. In this, chemical reactions are involved, that's why this is called chemical method. Is it okay, ma? This process is called leaching. Under this leaching, we have seen only first one, leaching of alumina. Al2O3 is nothing but alumina. Leaching of alumina from bauxite. Next one. Second one, other examples. In the metallurgy of silver and gold, as silver and gold are very less reactive, directly we can obtain them in the form of elementary form only. No need to be in the combined state because they are less reactive. Okay. So in the metallurgy of silver and gold, the respective metal is leached with a dilute solution of NaCN or KCN in the presence of air, which supplies O2. The metal is obtained later by replacement reaction. See, suppose we have metal solid along with impurities. Metal solid along with impurities. To that, we added 8 NaCN in presence of water and in presence of O2 to form 4MCN twice Na, 4MCN twice Na, which is dissolved in water, plus 4NaOH, which is dissolved in water. Here metal is nothing but silver or gold only, which are less reactive metals. High reactive metals, previously up to here we have seen that method will be useful. Now these are least reactive metals, silver or gold example. Okay, now this is aqueous solution. Observe, impurities are not dissolved in NaCN and H2O. These are all aqueous, dissolved in water, and impurities are precipitate, PBT. So impurities will be separated out, and this total solution will be separated. Is it okay, ma? This total solution is reacted with zinc. 2MCN twice minus Na, 2MCN twice Na reacts with zinc. This is aqueous solution, ma. Even Zn solid. To form, Zn is going to replace this metal. ZnCN twice Na, ZnCN4 Na2. ZnCN4 Na2 plus 2 metal. This is metal obtained here. Actually here these metals are very less reactive, so those are present in elementary state. Is it correct? These metals are very less reactive, those are present in elementary state. If they are present in compound state, we will get compound here, but they are present in elementary state along with impurities. So impurities are separated here and the metal is separated here. Finally we got metal. This one will undergo purification. So in case of silver and gold, only two steps are there. First step leaching and second step purification of metal. I hope you are clear, ma. Okay. In case of silver or gold, we have two methods only. Those are, first one is leaching and second one is purification. But this NaCN expensive and even toxic in nature, so this purification is little bit expensive only. Purification and extraction also. This is second method, other example under leaching. Okay, this is called leaching agent here. NaCN is the leaching agent. In previous example, NaOH is the leaching agent. In previous example, NaOH is the leaching agent, and in now this example, NaCN is the leaching agent. Okay, so finally we got metal separated from impurities. In this way, we are going to separate gangue or matrix from metallic compounds, that is ore. Okay, after completion of removal of gangue or matrix, we are remained with metallic compounds plus infusible impurities. That infusible impurities will be separated along with extraction of metal in second step. Till now we have completed first step, ma. Till now we have completed first step. See, extraction, concentration of ore or dressing of ore we have completed today with 4 examples, 4 methods: hydraulic washing, froth flotation method, magnetic separation and leaching. In that 3 are physical methods and 1 is chemical method. All these things we have studied in today's class. Next class we will start with extraction of metal from its concentrated ore. It will take some time, 2 classes it will take. After that, purification of metal, 2 more classes. Like that we are going to complete this chapter. Okay, so whatever we have studied in today's class, I hope you are clear. Okay, ma? And these are the things. Under concentration of ore, first we have seen hydraulic washing. Next one, magnetic separation method. Third one, froth flotation method process. Fourth one, leaching. Under leaching we have seen 2 types, 2 methods. First one, leaching of alumina from bauxite, and second one, leaching of gold or silver by using suitable leaching agent. Okay, this is about today's class. I hope you are clear. Thank you all. Have a nice day.